Hey, Lucas, now 50 games into your NHL career, I know a lot of times rookies who aren't used to the NHL grind and the hefty schedule and the travel, and that can be a grind for them. But how do you think you've adjusted to that?
Um, I think it's been feeling good. I think I learn new things all the time throughout the process, how to manage your body, how to manage your mind, and be fresh for every game. And even if it's maybe not there every night, still find a way to compete and play hard. So I guess it's just a process, and yeah, you learn throughout the season.
Have you noticed any differences in the way opponents are defending you as the season's gone on? Are they paying more attention to you? Or you don't see any changes there from the start of the season?
No, I don't really know. Try not to think about it that much, but maybe not something that I've noticed a huge difference. I think just try to focus on my game, try to play good every night and be my best self. And yeah, I think that's the way to do it as well.
How much is playing with a guy like Larkin pretty much all season? How much has that helped you in your transition, both on and off the ice?
Uh, of course, it helps me a lot. I mean, he's a great player and a great personal leader as well off the ice. So of course, it has helped me a lot, both uh, to adjust and get it from the start, but also keep going and also trying to improve every day. So no, he's been huge for me.
Is there any particular thing, any area of your game that you're focusing on right now that you want to improve the most?
I think just trying to improve every part every day. Of course, you always trying to get better at the things that you're maybe lacking a bit of, and keep improving the things that are your strengths. And I think my shot is one of those things that I always try to work on. I think that's a huge part of the game, and something that I will always work on.
Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you.
Ted Colfin.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Lucas, tomorrow is going to be the first game that you're going to be playing against Alexis Lafreniere. There was so much discussion, after the draft and whatnot. I'm just curious, do you keep tabs on what he's doing statistically, or just how he's playing with the Rangers and all that?
No, I haven't seen anything, so no, not really.
How much did it help you to have that year in Sweden, you think, before you came over? Did that help you a lot? You've been ready, you think, last season to play in the NHL now that you know what it's like over here?
No, I think that was huge for me. Another year playing against men in Sweden, and develop both mentally but physically. I think that was huge for me. That I felt ready when I got here. I think if I would have come over last year, I don't think I would be as ready, either physically or mentally. So I think that was huge for me.
That night that you got drafted, when the Wings took you fourth, were you disappointed, or is that what you were expected? Did you want to go higher? Did you expect to go higher that night? I mean, what do you remember about that?
No, it was an amazing night. To go through that with my family and friends. It was a bit different that year with over Zoom, but it was amazing, and especially to be drafted to the Red Wings when they have such a rich culture and with a lot of Swedes also. So no, that was pure happiness, and I'm very grateful.
Were the Wings kind of the team in your head that you kind of wanted to go to?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think that growing up in Sweden, Wings were always a big team that a lot of young guys cheered for, with a lot of Swedes and a lot of greats who played here. Yeah, that was couldn't have gone any better.
Sounds good. Thanks for this, Lucas.
Thank you.
Colleen St. James.
Lucas, going back to that draft day, what was that day like for you? It would have been in the middle of the night when you were drafted.
Yeah, it was quite late. I think I went to bed like 5 or something. Uh, Not just the draft, but everything afterwards as well with interviews and yeah, and of course the excitement is quite hard to fall asleep afterwards. But yeah, no, went up the morning afterwards and practiced. So yeah, but it was a for sure a fun night and something that I will remember for the rest of my life.
Do you remember your first conversation with Steve Eisenman?
Yeah, I do. It was during before the draft when we had the draft interviews. I talked to him and it was really cool. And yeah, at that point I didn't know it was the first meeting. And like I said, that Detroit has had so many great players and a lot of them are still in the organization. So yeah, it was really exciting.
It's kind of been a whirlwind for you, this, adjusting to playing on the road as well. Are you looking forward, especially to going into Madison Square Garden? I mean, that's a very famous arena.
Yeah, for sure. My first NHL game I ever watched when I was really young was at the Madison Square Garden when the Rangers played the Devils. I think I was 13 maybe, and I mean the city as well. So I'm really looking forward to that game.
You were there at Madison Square Garden that night?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Lastly, just I know you guys were practicing, but were you able to keep an eye on Sweden in the Olympics today, or?
Yes, I did. Great win. It was fun to watch. It was a tight game, but I'm really happy Sweden got the win.
Is Dylan still talking to you, or any animosity there, or a bet or anything?
Yeah, Dylan is not too bad since he's American. But we got some Canadians, Stalzy is probably a little upset, but it was a great game. And
Yeah. I just know that the US got eliminated as well. So cool. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.
yeah, no problem.
All right, those are all the questions we had today for Lucas. We'll be back shortly with Coach Blashill.